one of the most recognised faces and voices in Formula One. Guenther, good morning.
Good morning to all of you.
Pleasure to have you in Melbourne. You arrived Monday. We were just talking off air about the glamour on the grid last night. You're one of the biggest names in F1. You couldn't even cop an invite. What happened?
Nobody invited me. I'm not glamorous enough for Australia, you know what it looks like.
well, welcome to Melbourne. How does it rank in terms of all of the Grand Prix across the world in your eyes?
Thanks for having me to start off with. Yeah, no, it ranks for me. It is always. It was my favorite race to come to. I still love to come to Melbourne, even if I'm not involved in a team anymore. And it is like the atmosphere is good. Normally the weather is good. This weekend it will be very good. The weather, the right temperatures, you know. So and it's also normally the first race of the calendar, you know, so you're full of energy. You come out of Europe where it still can be cold, and here you come here and it's nice. The racetrack is in the city, but it's a proper racetrack, you know. People is welcoming. The food is good, you know, what more you want. And you have got, because it's the first race normally, or what it was classically, you're full of hope. You come here with a lot of hope. Everything is possible, you know.
Drive to Survive has been a game changer, both for you. You became sort of the breakout star of that. But also, how big an impact has that had just on the popularity of the sport and who's coming to watch it?
I think it has changed the demographic quite a bit, Drive to Survive. A lot of young people and a lot of female are watching it now. It is one of these things is, you know, this docu-series came out and people actually saw what is going on in racing. F1 is not only a race, you know, a 2-hour race and then everybody goes home. There is a lot of things involved. There is, you know, politics, technology, a lot of BS as well, you know, and people like that, you know.
So much BS.
So much BS.
Yeah.
It hasn't just changed F1, Drive to Survive. I mean, it's changed all sports, really, when you think about it. Every sport has gone on to try to do something to clone Formula One. I think we've got 8 football documentaries bubbling around in the AFL at the moment. We had Kim Illman on the show yesterday. He was talking about Melbourne being a lot of the drivers' favourite races. Do you think that's actually true? Like, how do the drivers feel about coming here to the other side of the world to kick off the season?
They like it, and the thing is, nobody dislikes Melbourne. I mean, that's a positive as well, you know, because if you ask any driver, if it is not the favorite place to go, it's in the top 3, you know, and I think Kim is absolutely right with that one, you know. A lot of drivers like it to come here because, as I said, it's a good atmosphere. People embrace Formula One because there's nothing worse to go to a place where they don't want you to have, you know, and everybody welcomes Formula One here.
And there's talk that it could turn into a night race here in Melbourne. Would that work here? We're not sure.
I think it could work. I heard this the first time, so that's why you see me a little bit thinking about it. Yeah, but it could work. But I don't think, you know, you don't need a night race here. I mean, it's pretty good during the daytime because we have got some night races. We can, or F1 shouldn't race all at night. So I don't think there's no need because it's fantastic during the daytime.
And the lake looks beautiful on the TV. Doesn't when you're driving around it in middle April.
And it's great to have you here because of the conflict in the Middle East. We weren't sure if the whole moving circus of F1 was even going to get here. Were you affected, and how do you know the other teams? What was the scrambling happening to get everyone here?
I was personally not affected. I live in the States, and I came the other side, and I was in Thailand anyway already when it started because for the MotoGP race. But the teams were not affected because the parts and the cars, they left the week before, luckily, so they had no issues. But some of the people, they had quite a journey to get here. You know, they have all to reroute because normally in Europe, when you come to Australia, you go via the Middle East, and you cannot do that anymore. So a lot of people had to come via Asia. Some actually went the other way, went west over the United States to come here. So some of them had quite a long journey to get here. But as far as I know, everybody got here, and F1 even put on a charter flight to take people here to make sure that everybody gets here. So I think everybody's here who needs to be here.
And do you think it will affect the season? There's a few Middle East races. Do you think that'll be, you know, there'll have to be calls made on them if it keeps going like this?
I think so, yeah. I think there will be calls made because with the conflict going on there, it's too risky, in my opinion. If it doesn't stop in the next week or two, F1 will decide not to go to the Middle East to race. They will find alternatives, and I'm sure they're working already on it flat out. No, in Formula One, there is no. I mean, if they see something like this, they need to have a plan B.
So they've dodged the turmoil in the Middle East. One team that hasn't dodged turmoil of their own creation is Aston Martin. Now, explain this to me, Guenther. I mean, this just seems farcical that you are obliged to come here and race, even though you know you're no chance, and essentially you're just going to show up, do a lap, and then come in. Like, explain that scenario to me.
If you're in Formula One, you need to show up. If you don't show up, they take the license away. I mean, otherwise people would choose, there is nothing for me to have, so I don't come. And then sometimes you've got 18 cars, 16 cars. You cannot decide yourself. And normally I'm quite surprised what happened at Aston Martin. I think they have got an issue with the engine. Vibrations, and they cannot get it to work. But in the end, I think from testing to now, they've maybe found some solutions to it. Will they have fixed the car completely? No, but at least they will show up, and hopefully they do as many laps as possible. But they will not be fast. Right. We don't have to worry that they win.
Is that the biggest storyline you think of the Melbourne Grand Prix?
I wouldn't say so, because it's a negative one. There's so many positive ones, and I rather like positive storylines than
like Kim Kardashian might be coming.
Correct. Yeah.
What about the new regulations? Do you see them being good? Do you think there'll be more overtaking and more excitement out there?
I think they're good, and what is good with Formula One, with new regulations, new technologies, they develop new technologies which hopefully help the normal people in the car industry to move forward, like the sustainable fuel this year on the combustion engine, which is something is developed in Formula One, and a sport like Formula One can afford to develop this technology. Well, if you leave it just to develop, nobody would invest the money, because it's too expensive. But in Formula One, the oil companies invest in this fuel because they want to win, So that's the good thing. So we will see how good the new rules are. And the other thing where Formula One is good, if there is something which doesn't work, there was a lot of criticism about these new rules. Therefore, you may ask for them, but they can tweak these rules, and make it that it works. So, but I think we are on a good way after testing. I'm not really worried about the new rules. I think hopefully we have more overtaking with boost and overtake, and I don't know how many more switches they've got to overtake.
And since you joined us last year, you've become a Hollywood star. You were in Brad Pitt's F1 movie, a little cameo. How was that experience?
It was very short, So I always say Brad Pitt was with me in the movie, So.
I love that.
Yes,
but quickly before you go, Oscar Piastri is a hometown boy. We're still chasing a podium finish here at our home Grand Prix. Can he achieve that? And what was your take on the situation with Lando? We feel like the McLaren team favour Lando over Oscar. Is that how you see it?
I wouldn't say they favoured him. I think it ended up to go to Lando's advantage. He was given the opportunity, Lando, and he took it. And Oscar, at the moment of where he didn't perform as he performs normally, and there it is. So I don't think intentionally he was favoured, to be honest. But Lando, being more experienced, he took this opportunity because before the summer break, Lando made mistakes, and after the summer break, Oscar made mistakes, So it was a little bit like this. So I don't think a podium for McLaren this year is realistic. Because to explain also why, because the first year of regulation, the teams which have built their own engines like Ferrari and Mercedes, they got a slight advantage because they get all the information earlier, so they have got more time to develop. I think McLaren will catch up pretty quick. But in the beginning of the season, I favour Mercedes to be there, Mercedes and Ferrari on the podium.
Oh, well, there it is. There's the tip from the man who would know. Guenther, thank you for joining us. Friend of the show. You're welcome anytime. See you on Channel 10 over the weekend.